Okay, so we're going to make it so that we're looking at Crystal's screen as soon as she finds the button to click to share screen. Okay, there it goes. And so this is going to be a training that both Crystal and I will record so that everybody else can watch it later on how to get started in the first place. So Crystal just got her login. So what she does is goes to the website called agent.firstclassdiscountair.com. You can see that at the top on the URL right there. And that'll bring you to this login page that says to log in with Google. So click that. And the first time you actually click on the, the button down there. Now go down, wait a minute, go down, stop, go down and click add account.
Okay.
And erase that and put in your login there. So your login doesn't look like it, but it actually is a Google email login, and it ends with .co, not .com. So go copy that from where I sent it to you. There it is, at Crystal at FCDA.co. And notice that it notice that it ends in .co and not .com, and put your password in there. And the first time you try and log in, it will not let you in. It'll tell you that it's a closed system. Okay, first of all, click accept. And now it wants you to create your own password, something that you'll remember.
Okay.
Have you done quotes for other companies like ours before?
Not yet, sir.
Okay. Put your phone number there. Is that a cell phone so you can get an SMS code?
Yes. Okay.
And put your personal email there. Okay, and then click on allow.
Right.
And then the first time you go in, it'll say that's a closed system. So notice it says, sorry, this is a closed system. You cannot use this. That's normal the first time. So hit F5 to refresh your screen, or you can hit this refresh button up here. And then try it again. It should let you in the second time. Sometimes you have to wait about 5 minutes before it'll let you in.
Okay.
Yeah, so use that one. And allow. Okay, so see it let you in the second time. So then you go to quotes needed. And up here on this tab, point to the word agent at the top of your screen on the tab and right click on it. Go way up to the top of your screen on the tab and right click and choose pin tab.
Okay.
And then right click on that small tab that you just created at the top of your screen. Right click on it again. No, the one that you created.
Okay.
Right click on it, go up and right click on it and choose duplicate.
Mm-hmm.
So you always want to have AMS open twice, and I recommend that you move these two AMSs to the far left of your, just slide them to the far left. That way they're always in the same place. The one on the right, go to this one, excuse me, on the left, the one on the far left is the one that you use for quoting. That's where you you do what you're doing now, the quotes needed. You do that one on the far left. The other one, go to it, and this one you're going to go to Tools, Award Calc, and this one will always be your award calculator, so you always know where it is. You can jump back and forth easily. Okay, and then the other tabs to the right of that are whatever you want to use, you know, as your preferences. Okay, so first we're going to go to the one on the far left and get a quote to work on. And so you go to quotes and then quotes needed at the top, quotes needed, and then you'll get this list of quotes needed. Okay, and you just start at the top and work with the ones that are most likely to have the airline you're specializing in. The next thing we need to do, I recommend, is that we get the shortcut tool on your computer. I don't think you have KVS on your computer yet, do you? Okay. No, I don't think so. So go to a new tab at the top of your screen and go to KVS tool. It's like King Victor Sam tool.com. They all run together as one word. KVStool.com. Okay, C-O-M. Okay, and then in the upper left-hand corner of this, when it comes up, try it. Oh, it's still thinking.
I'm sorry.
KVStool.com. Try it again. Wonder why it's not letting you go to it.
Probably.
Well, while we're waiting for that to load, I'm going to go and send a file to you from my computer.
Okay.
Just a moment. Okay, well, we'll worry about that in a minute. So click on your Skype shortcut. Yeah, click that. And click on my name, and you'll see that I'm sending you a file. So click that. And once it downloads, do not open it yet. Go ahead and hit accept. Your antivirus will try and stop this file, but it's not a virus. Hit save. Yeah, and again, your antivirus might stop it, but let's see. Don't click it again. Just wait a minute. Okay, so now right-click where you just were, where it says HDX1. Right-click on that. Don't left-click it, but right-click it. And see at the bottom it says Show in Folder. Click on Show in Folder. And don't open the file. Just notice that it's highlighted. And now right-click on it. It's not a left-click, it's a right-click. Okay, and now you're not going to run it, but instead you're going to choose, let me see, let me move this out of the way. I'm not sure if it's covering yours also. 1 second. Okay, don't open it, but instead choose Run as Administrator. So right-click again and
Okay,
run as
run.
administrator. Yeah. You do not open it, but instead you run it as administrator. Okay, now at this point, you have, let's wait for it to come up. Is it,
Yeah.
do you have one monitor on your computer or two? Excuse me? I didn't hear what you said. Let me turn up my volume. You have one monitor. Okay, that's fine. So we must be just waiting for this file to open, or perhaps your antivirus is stopping it from opening. Oh, it's thinking, isn't it? So
I actually, there is a pop-up window saying that the download is up from an unknown publisher.
Yeah.
Changes to your device. Okay, just accept it, okay?
Okay, now stop. First of all, write down this number that's right here in the white box. Write it down on a piece of paper.
Okay.
And save it.
Look for a pen and a paper.
Get something and write down this number on a piece of paper. Get a pen and paper and write down that number. It's 6E98 hyphen E0F1. Write that down and keep it. Okay, so now you have two choices. If you want to use the shortcut tool, you can get it for free by using this software. The other choice is you have to pay $75 a year to use it. So most people want to get it for free. And if you're going to get it for free, what it requires is that you use this tool to change the serial number of your hard disk. It's not changing the serial number of your computer. It's not going to hurt your computer. It's not going to change anything, but it's going to change the hard disk serial number from this old one to a new one. And the reason you have to change your hard disk serial number is if you want to use the software for free, you have to have a hard disk that has one of the serial numbers that we've paid for a license on. So therefore, you have to change the hard disk serial number on your computer to be the same as one of the ones that we've licensed, okay? So that's why you're writing this down, is in case you ever want to change it back to the original serial number on your hard drive, you'll have it written down, you'll know what to change it back to. And you can use this same tool to change it back anytime you want to. This tool will be on your computer, and you can right-click Run as Administrator, and then change it back to what it says there anytime. So if you want to get the software for free, first write that down, and then let me tell you what to type in there.
Okay.
If you don't want to change the hard disk serial number and you want to have the shortcut tool, then instead you'd have to pay $75 a year to get your own license. So that's up to you. But most people just use one of our licenses. Okay, so now what you're going to type in there after you've got it written down is 2846 hyphen, which is the dash, 2846 2846, and then a hyphen, which is a dash or a minus sign, and then number 3, A for Apple, and then number 41. Okay, and then hit change, and then are you sure? Hit yes, and it says it was successful, so hit OK. Okay, now you're going to have to restart your computer before this starts working. But before you restart your computer, let's see if we can get KVS tool to work. I'm not sure. How about if you put the HTTP in front of it? Or maybe let me send you a link and see if clicking the link will get you there. I'm not sure why it's not getting there. Maybe it needs to have the HTTP in front of it. But let me try sending you a link and see if that works better on your computer. I'm not sure what's wrong here. Why it won't go there. Let's see. Try clicking on that in Skype.
Okay.
Double click that and see if it takes you there, see if it works. Okay, so now click in the upper left-hand corner where it says download, click the green download button.
This one. Okay.
Yeah, that one right there. Double click that, and then it's going to tell you that this is like a virus. It's going to say, be careful. So go ahead and just click save at the bottom of your screen.
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute, stop. So it says that your virus blocked it, and that's normal. So click whatever you have to do to approve it. I'm not sure if you click downloads, or is there something down below that you can click that says to run it anyway, or what? I'm not sure how your antivirus, let's see. This was blocked, so how about, how do you give it permission? Can you right click on it, or how do you give it permission to run anyway? Try clicking it and see if it gives you an option to run it. I'm not sure how your antivirus works. This is not a virus, but your computer thinks that it is because you've changed your hard drive serial number, you know. Oh, there you go. There you go. Download unsafe file. Click that.
Okay.
Yeah, click that. Your computer thinks it's unsafe, but it's not unsafe. It's just using a different serial number, and so it wonders what you're doing. So every single person who downloads this has to get their antivirus to approve it. So let's see. Let's look at the bottom of your screen where it shows. Maybe it's hiding behind what you're doing because you told it to go ahead and download anyway. So it must be thinking. It must be getting ready. I think you just have to wait. I'm pretty sure if you just wait, it'll be okay. First class discount air, it's Donald speaking. May I help you? Oh, hi there. Okay. Stand by, Crystal Jane. I'm on the phone. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Crystal, stand by. I'm just doing a search for a customer who's called in on the phone, so stand by. I'll be right back. Okay, London to LA. Nice. The availability on these, Mr. Green, changes by the minute.
Okay.
So this Virgin nonstop is not available either direction, either date at this moment. So what we'll have to do is keep watching to see if it opens up again, and then communicate with you by email if a nonstop opens up again. Right at the moment, neither date that you want is available. You want exactly the 26th of March and exactly the 8th of April and nothing else, right? Okay. Okay. Right. Okay, we'll have to keep watching because, excellent. Thank you for calling, David. Bye-bye. Okay, I switched it so that you guys are seeing my screen, or maybe I did. Let's see. Oh, I guess I didn't quite successfully switch it so you could see my screen while I was on that phone call. So I'm going to cancel that and just go back to watching Crystal's screen, which is what we were doing all the time anyway. Sorry, I had to take that call, and I thought I would just switch it so that you folks could see my screen while I was on the phone so you could see what I was doing, but I didn't quite click it right. So, okay, so we got KVS to download. Now let's see if your antivirus stopped it or if you actually got it. So the thing to do now is minimize everything on your screen, and let's see if the software is there or trying to download, hiding in the background. So minimize everything, and let's just look at your desktop for a minute. You're looking for something that looks like a blue airplane, and it's not there. And the other thing is, it could be a little pop-up that says that your antivirus is stopping it. So let's just look around and see if you can see what happened, how come it didn't download. And if that doesn't solve it, just try downloading it again. I'll tell you what, we know that we have to restart your computer anyway. So go ahead and let me switch the screen back to mine first, and then we'll have you restart your computer. Give me a second. I got to learn how to do this. Let's see. Share screen. So I'm going to try and take over sharing the screen. Share screen. Okay, now everybody is looking at my screen while you restart your computer. So restart your computer, then come back to the same meeting link, Crystal, okay? Did you hear me okay? I don't have myself muted still, do I?
No, I can hear you fine.
Go ahead and restart your computer and then come back to the same meeting, okay?
Okay.
The same training meeting. Okay, and while she's restarting her computer, I think my recording is still going on, I think. Let me see. Yeah, it is. So we're still doing a training recording while we're restarting her computer. What we're doing for Crystal is helping her get logged into AMS for the first time, which is called Agent Management System. And she's logged into AMS, and now we're trying to give her this shortcut tool that's called KVS. That's the thing you see in the middle of my screen that I'm moving around. And the purpose of KVS is to be sort of a faster way to search all these different airline websites as to what's available. And at first, while you're learning, you'll just concentrate on one airline and just keep searching one particular airline. After you get fully trained and you're really fast at that, then we may have you, be trained to search two airlines so that you can, just search two at once. Because with this KVS tool, you can launch another instance and you can actually be searching two airlines at once. So once you're fully trained on and being a specialist in one particular airline, we may have you specialize in maybe this airline and also that airline, that kind of thing, so that you can just search two of them at once and then, do two quotes and pretty close to the same time as one quote. And that's fine too once you get fully trained and, you know, more advanced type quoter. Okay, so basically we're just waiting for Crystal to come back. But in the meantime, I'm kind of showing you this tool that we're loading for her. What we're doing is looking for any flights that have CS Plus available. C means business class, S means saver or super cheap, and plus means it's available. Sometimes the plus will have a number instead of a plus. If it has a number like 1 or 2 or 3, that means there's 1 seat available, 2 seats available, 3 seats available. Plus just means there's the amount of seats available that I asked for up here. So if you ask for 2 seats and there's 2 seats available, it'll be a plus. Sometimes if you ask for 2 seats, it'll say CS2, or it might say CS3 or CS9. That means there's at least 2 available or more. Let's see, I've got to learn how to erase this. There we go. Okay, and the different airlines that you're searching here, this is Air Canada, Singapore Air, Qantas, British Air, Japan Airlines, Cathay Pacific, which is Asia Miles, Air France, Delta, Alitalia, Alaska Air, Virgin Atlantic, and Etihad. And though you can search all those airlines with this tool quickly and easily, so you'll probably want to have this on your computer also, just like what we're doing for Crystal right now. So while we're waiting for her, I'll also show you that once you load this tool, you're going to click settings over here and fill in an account number and a password for all these different airlines. The reason you put an account number and password is that this tool actually goes to this website and logs in and does the search for you quickly and easily without you having to go to the website and log in. So if I want to search on Asia Miles, I just put CX here, which stands for Asia Miles, London to LA on the 8th of April, which is what this guy wants. LA to London on the 26th of March. And I'm doing a real search right now for that customer who just called in. He wants, let me put these in the right order so I know what I'm doing here. He wants a nonstop flight from LA to London on about the 26th of March for 3 people. And then he wants to come back from London to LA on the 8th of April exactly for 3 people. And it says nothing's available. He said he could go the next day, so I'll try the next day on this one. This one, he wants exactly a plate, so I'm going to have to try a different airline. So let's see if there's something else here available. See, these are minuses right here. So that means nothing's available. So we're going to try a different airline for that. Hit the up arrow to go back a day. And on this one over here, the return date, we're just trying it. Oh, it already says no availability. So we're trying a different airline at the top here. You just change it and it goes, see how fast that is. I don't have to go log into the website. So eventually when you're trained on more than one airline, you can use this to check many different airlines at once. Which is what I'm doing. This is a real search for a customer that wants to know if this is available. This is the quote we send him back here, but it's not available anymore. LA to London. I'm looking for CS Plus. Here's a CS Plus, but it's only one flight. This is on 2 lines. You know it's on 2 lines because of this arrow over here. So the first flight goes LA to Dusseldorf and then Dusseldorf to London. But this customer doesn't want that. And plus only a piece of it's available. The part from LA to Dusseldorf is not available. The part from Dusseldorf to London is available, but that doesn't help us because he wants a nonstop flight. And not only that, the entire trip is not available on that one. If we go to the next day, there's a premium economy available, which is what this W means. W is premium economy, Y is regular economy, but there's no C's, which is business class, and there's no F like Frank, which is first class. So that's not available, in other words. So got to try another airline. This one over here, not available, so we'll try another airline. Nothing, so we'll try the next day by hitting the down arrow. And this one didn't have anything available. And they want non-stop, so I have to only try the airlines. Here's one where they're all minuses. There's no, I mean, the flight exists, but they're all minuses, which means it's not available. So we'll try the day before on that one. He was flexible on the day. And this one, there's nothing. So we've tried all the applicable airlines and there's nothing, so nothing available for that customer. So you just skip it and move on. Wonder what happened to Crystal. Let me see where she went to. I pull up my Skype and see if she's back or what's going on. She's back, so she's probably still trying to get back into the meeting. Yeah. What? We're just waiting for Crystal to come back. What happened to Crystal? Let's see. She must have got preoccupied for a minute. We'll wait a little bit and see if she comes back. I'm going to pause the recording until she comes back. Pause recording. Okay, so we're going to continue the recording now. We're looking at Crystal's screen, and she's downloaded KVS, and she's opened it up. And there is a problem because this yellow box is supposed to have that new hard drive number that we put in,
Yeah.
and it's not there, so that's a problem. So we have to go back and use that hard drive changer tool again and see what we did wrong. So close all of this. Well, you don't need to close it, I guess. Go back to your Skype and find that file and right-click on the word HDX.
Oh,
Right.
this one.
Yeah, right there. Right click on it, show in folder,
Okay.
and then right click on the file and choose run as administrator. Let's see what we did wrong here. It looks like maybe your computer has a partition or something. Because see, oh, it didn't change. So change that again.
Okay.
Put in 2846. Let me go see what it is. Hold on a minute.
28. Okay.
It was 2846. I got to remember what it was now. 2846-3 alpha 41.
Okay. 41.
2846-3 alpha 41. Click
Okay.
change. And do you want to change? Yes. Let's see what it says now. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And then close that. And now restart your computer again and come back to the same meeting again.
Okay.
I'm not sure why it didn't change. If it doesn't work this time, then you'll have to get a computer specialist to help you, or else just do without KBS, or else buy a license for $75 a year. One of the three. So I'm going to pause the recording again until Crystal comes back with the computer restarted. So you're trying to restart your computer.
Yes.
Okay, so this is on Crystal's computer. You can see that her machine system code now matches what I gave her, which is the 2846-3 alpha 41. One moment. Donald speaking, may I help you? Okay, back. So you put in 2846-3 alpha 41, and then when you open up KBS, it looks like this. And then there's a registration code that you have to put in, which I will provide to you when you download your KBS.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Crystal, are you back then now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me change it so we're looking at your screen again.
Okay.
One moment while I figure out how to do that. So before I switch screen, this is the screen that shows the KVS registration process. You can see the 2846-3 alpha 41 yellow box, and then the registration code that we give you. It's a big long code starting with an R, and then you click the register button. Okay, so go ahead and click to take over, showing your screen,
Okay.
Crystal, so that we can see your screen again.
Okay. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Okay, so we can see your screen now. And see, I gotta find out where it is on my computer. Okay, there it is. It's coming up now.
Okay.
Okay, so go ahead, go to your browser, point to your Chrome and pull up the one where you had. Yeah, go ahead and log in again. You'll have to copy and paste your password in again. Maybe it saved it, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's already saved.
Okay, saved. Okay, so we have KVS on your computer, and let me show you what you need to do next. Open up your company email, the one that ends in .co, and let's see, yours is Crystal J, or what is your email? It's Crystal, what's after the Crystal? Crystal B?
Yes.
Crystal B, okay.
At FCDA.co.
All right, CRYSTAL B at FCDA.co. Okay. So go to a new tab and log into Gmail with that company email. So just click on your picture at the top right, and yeah, log into the other one. Then let's see if it'll let you go to your drive from this one. Click on the 9 dots at the top right and choose drive.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
And choose drive and see if it'll let you go to your company drive or if it's still on your personal one. Okay, click on shared with me on the left.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. So it is there. So click on that general info. And now on the bottom of your screen, click on the KVS logo, that blue airplane.
I'm sorry.
Let me show you where I mean. Hold on a minute.
Okay.
At the bottom of your screen down here, there's a blue airplane.
Oh, yeah.
Click that and open up KVS. Now click on settings.
Settings. Okay.
And then change with the black arrow, change it to flight stats. And then go to the general info page. Make it so that you can see both, slide the KVS to the right so that a piece of it sticks out to the right. Slide this KVS way over here so that a piece of it is sticking out behind your browser. Slide the whole thing over.
Okay.
You need to be able to see both the general info. Okay, yeah, like that's fine, because you need to be able to flip back and forth between them.
Okay.
So slide up on this page and go to where it says flight stats right here. Okay. And then you're going to click on the Donald AFG just once to the right of the word. Just click it once, hit control, hold the control and hit the C like Charlie so that it copies it. And then go over here and click on the KVS that's showing off to the right of your screen. And then paste it in there by hitting Control V like Victor. Then go back to the general info page and go to the right to column C like Charlie and click it once. And then hit Control C like Charlie and paste it in there. And then hit the black arrow to go to the next one. The black arrow. Yeah. And go to ACAE and do the same thing. Go to the, click on it once and hit Control C and go back to, and paste it in with Control V. Go back to column C like Charlie and get the password and paste it in there with Control V like Victor. Then hit the black arrow to go to the next item.
Okay.
And AF Flying Blue is next. And copy that one by clicking it once, Control C, go back to the KVS, click it once, paste it in there. Okay, go to the next one with the black arrow. BA Executive Club.
Mhm.
Get that one. Click it once, Control C, go paste it in, get the password. Just keep on going.
Yeah. Finished.
Okay, go to the black arrow again and go to the next one, CX Asia Miles. And this one you're going to have to set up your own free account at Asia Miles before you can put this one in. And there's the link where you set up your own free account. You can do that later. So you're going to go to that link, set up your own free account, and then when you get an Asia Miles password and account, then you'll put it in the settings over here on KBS. So get the next one is the JL Mileage Bank, I think. Hit the black arrow again, JL Mileage Bank, copy that one and put it in. And if any of these don't work, it means that you need to go to that website and just sign up and get your own free account and put your own account number in there. Sometimes these get misused in the sense of like somebody put in the wrong password or something and they'll get locked up. So you have to, if it doesn't work, you have to make your own separate account, your own free account. So click the black arrow and go to the next one, which is Miles and More. And get just that big, it's the first line, that big long 99 number. So to copy that, you're going to have to copy it from up here in the formula line, the top left. Double click it and just get the and make sure there's no spaces. When you paste it in, see how you've got a space at the end of it accidentally, so make sure you eliminate that space, and you did. So now get the pin code and make sure there's no extra spaces, and it looks like you're good. Put that in.
Okay.
And then go hit the black arrow. Notice how you don't have to save these because the save button is already clicked and it's going to automatically save each one. So that's why you don't have to save it. So go to the next one, the ANA, and let's see if we have a number for that. That's good. Hit the down arrow on your keyboard. Hit the escape button. And now hit the down arrow with an arrow that's pointing down. Okay, what are we looking for? We're looking for, I forgot what the next one is. NH Asia Miles. See if there's one on there for that. I don't see one. So you'll have to sign up for your own free account for that one. Oh, there it is. Try that one.
Yeah.
So click that once, Control C, and click the flyaway.
Right.
And then see if there's another one after that. The black arrow. QF. Yeah, QF is Qantas. So go down and find one for QF, click that, and get that whole thing, including the name and everything. Just hit Control C and get the whole thing. Okay, and then see if there's another one. Yeah, SQ. Yeah, click that one. And like I said, if any of these ever stop working, just go to that website and sign up for your own account and use your own.
Okay.
Okay, and like I said, you don't need to save this because the save button's already clicked and it's saving automatically. So now you're going to go to award upgrades. When you use this, you're usually going to be on this award upgrades tab almost all the time. Okay, so this is where you put, if you're working on a quote, let's say it's from LAX. So type LAX for Los Angeles, and then let's say it's going to London, which is LHR. And let's see, there's a real one that I need to check on, so let me just find it. I forgot the date, so just put March 8th. Oh, actually, the date that we're looking for is the 26th of March.
Okay.
So and for London, put LHR. It's a bigger airport instead of LGW. Well, actually, let's try LGW just for fun. So put March 26th. You just double click the date and it'll put it in there. So change the top to VS, like Victor Sam. It's the bottom one down here, second to the
Okay.
bottom. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and 26th of March. Now hit the go button for it to search. This is a real one that I need to check on today.
Okay.
And you accidentally put LGW, but that's okay because I might as well see if they fly there instead of LHR. Maybe they do. Let's see. Well, it sent you to LHR anyway because they know it's the same city, so that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So hit the down arrow to go to the next day because this one's not available because there's no CS plus here. We're looking for CS plus or FS plus. So because it's not available, hit the down arrow button and try the next day. This is a real one that I need to check on for somebody so we can see it's working. And there's no CS plus there.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, it's not available. We need either CS plus or FS plus or CS and a number or FS and a number. We're always looking for C, which is business class, or F, which is first class, and it's not available here. So let's just check on his return for fun. So hit the swap button for the cities to reverse.
Okay.
And then, so now it's going backwards from London back to LA. And this date is going to be April 8th. And hit search. So nothing available. So anyway, that's how you use KVS. Hit this black arrow at the top, and that's changing it from one airline to another. This is Air Canada. NH is all Nippon ANA. M&M is Lufthansa in Germany. SQ is Singapore in Singapore. Qantas Australia, British Air London, Japan Airlines in Tokyo, Cathay Pacific, which is in Hong Kong, Air France in Paris, Delta, which is in the US, AZ, which is Alitalia in Italy, AS, which is Alaska Air, VS is Virgin Atlantic, EY is Etihad. You'll gradually learn all these by heart anyway, just naturally. Those are the two-letter airline codes for the various airlines that we use to book tickets. And this is a tool that you can use. Once you master one airline, we can eventually have you check more than one airline. And this is a tool that you use to either check more than one airline, or if you're checking one particular airline, it's a tool that you use to check many different dates quickly and easily, because you can just keep hitting the down arrow, up arrow, and go to different dates, and it checks it faster than if you're trying to do it on the website. Basically, what this tool does is it just goes to the various airline websites anyway, which you could have done yourself. It's just doing it faster, that's all.
I see.
Okay, so Crystal, have I told you which airline to concentrate on first yet? I'm not sure.
Not yet.
Okay, so let me just look at this and decide which one is maybe the best to start with.
Okay.
I think maybe the best one to start with for you would be Asia Miles. So go to that website that's listed on the spreadsheet to sign up for Asia Miles. So click on the green spreadsheet and go up to the line that says Asia Miles.
This one?
Let's see a second. And you'll see, get that website there. Just double click that, and then you can copy it from up here on this, go up here and click after the word flights on it's called the formula line. And then you can copy it from there, and then just put it on a new tab for your URL. And what you do is click on Join Now. And you're just going to sign up in your real name with real information to get a free account with them, as if you're a frequent flyer with them.
Okay.
And while you're doing that, if you want, I can change it so that it's looking at my screen if you don't want everybody to see your address and your personal information. So, excuse me?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay that they see your personal information? Or do
yeah, but yeah, and it's okay.
Okay, so go ahead. So go ahead and fill this in then with your whatever username you're going to use and your email address and your address and everything. If there's anything on here that it asks you for that you don't want other people to see, just let me know and I'll pause the recording. So this is showing everybody to how to sign up for their own free Asia Miles account. Asia Miles, Cathay Pacific, and CX are all the same thing. CX, Cathay Pacific, Asia Miles. That's all the same thing. And this is a CX or Cathay Pacific or Asia Miles account so that you can use it for searching to find flights and availability. Also, if you call them on the phone and ask them availability on the phone, then they'll ask you for this account number and everything also. So it's a good reason to have it. So just let me know when you're done with that, and I'll be doing a couple other things on the side here on my other monitor while you're filling that in.
Donald, I have a question.
Okay.
For the travel document, do I need to...
Oh, just make up a number. Just make up a fake number, travel document,
Okay.
family name, put your name there, and then put your name again on the right. You can just make up a fake passport number because you're not going to be traveling with this anyway.
Yeah.
Stand by. I need to call somebody.
Okay. Donald, can you temporarily pause the recording? Yeah.
Okay, hold on just a minute.
No problem.
I got to find the button to do that. Just a minute.
It's okay. I think I can do that as well.
Okay. Wait a minute. I'll tell you when I got it paused. Oh, boy. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we're recording Crystal's screen. She signed up for her own Asia Miles account, and now she's going to go into KVS settings on the top right, and then click the black arrow,
Okay.
and then choose CX, which is Asia Miles.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And the password for my Asia Miles account, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Just paste it in there or type it in there.
done.
Okay, and then you just have to go back to the award upgrades tab. You don't have to save it.
Okay.
And let's test it out. So change the black arrow at the top to CX. Right there. Yeah, and then hit go over here. And let's see if it works.
Okay.
Looks like it's working, otherwise it would have given you an error by now.
Mm-hmm.
So I would suggest that we use Asia Miles as your first airline to learn.
Okay.
And so I'll teach you about Asia Miles.
Okay, sir.
Let me see.
Thank you.
Give me a second. I'm just sending a message to somebody for a minute.
Okay. There's a result already.
One moment, I'll be back.
No problem.
Okay. So let's see where we are now.
Yeah.
Okay, so click on the Asia Miles website, just the white area over here.
Mm-hmm.
Then where it says redeem miles at the top. Let's see, let's go slow because I want to, okay, wait a minute.
Okay.
Click that redeem miles. I want to read all the options there for a minute. Let's see, give me a second. I want to check something on Asia Miles. Just a minute. I need a minute to experiment with something.
Okay.
They had, I heard that they had a new feature that I'm looking for. Well, let's experiment with it together. I want to see if you can find a link that says Flight Award Finder. So maybe look under Redeem Miles, see if you see it. Is there one that says Flight Award Finder? Okay. How about, that's interesting. Special, tell you what, click on log out. I want to see if it's only available when you're logged out. So click on log out. We're going to experiment together here for a minute.
Okay.
Because I heard they have a new feature that I'm looking for. Okay, so you're logged out, and click on redeem miles. And so I'm looking for a link that says Flight Award Finder.
Flight Award Finder.
Flight Award Finder. How about home? Try hitting home and see if it's there. Let's see, we're looking for a link that says Flight Award Finder. How to redeem miles. Here it is. Yeah, that one right there. So everybody who's watching this recording, I think you have to be logged out for it to show up. And then just look around and find Flight Award Finder. On my screen, it's actually on the far right. On my screen here in the United States, it showed up over here on the far right, and on yours, it's way down here at the bottom. And I'm not sure that this is the right link. We're going to learn together because this is a new feature. So click on Flight Award Finder.
Okay.
And let's see. You can use the Flight Award Finder to calculate the number of miles required. And that's what we want. We don't want upgrade awards. We never use upgrade awards. We just want a regular full thing. So see how here now all of a sudden you do have this link over here on the right, which is the one I was looking for. So click that Flight Award Finder, and notice that for it to show up, apparently we're not supposed to be logged in, because when you were logged in, this wasn't there.
Yes.
So apparently you have to be not logged in to see this. And when you use this, you have to, like it says, let's see, how can I put this? If somebody's going to fly from, let's say, Sydney, Australia to Hong Kong, and from there to London, let's say, so they want to go from Sydney to Hong Kong. I'm just writing this on here. You're going to go Sydney, Hong Kong, and then from Hong Kong to London. You'd be tempted to put in Sydney all the way to London, because that's the way you'd normally do it, like on Matrix or any other website. But on this website, and please understand I'm learning along with you because this is a new feature that they have. I think on this website you have to do each piece separately. Sydney to Hong Kong separately and get the miles and taxes, and then the Hong Kong to London separately and get the miles and taxes. I'm pretty sure. So what we want to do is change this class to business, because we want business class, and put Sydney to Hong Kong. Airline, put, let's say, Cathay Pacific if it has it as a choice. Yeah, okay. And then let's see, now we're going to add a sector and go Hong Kong to London, right? In other words, you can't put Hong Kong all the way to London. You have to put Sydney to Hong Kong and then Hong Kong to London. So put HKG here, and then put LHR here. See, it's making us build the trip piece by piece, and then we have to add another sector, which is going to be, yeah, select Cathay on that. Okay. We have to put another sector that's from London to Hong Kong, because we're going to go back now. LHR to Hong Kong. And then add another sector. Just put HKG for Hong Kong. Then add another sector, which is from HKG to Sydney, let's say. Okay. And please select an airline, so put Cathay Pacific. Okay. Now, notice how it didn't ask for any dates here, okay? And that's because this is just figuring out how many miles it is. This doesn't tell you if it's available, it just tells you how many miles it is. So hit calculate. And let's see what we get. Again, I'm learning with you because I haven't used this before. Okay, there's the miles, 175. Now let's see, does it tell us the taxes anywhere? Doesn't look like it shows us the taxes. Okay, so okay, this is good. At least it tells us how many miles it is, and then this is what you're going to put in your award calculator. So I have to teach you a couple of other things about Asia miles. This is what we use to find out how many miles it is after we already know that it's available. But I didn't teach you how to figure out if it's available. There's two different ways to figure out if it's available. Just a minute, making myself a note. Okay, there's two different ways to find out if it's available. Okay, so one way to find out if it's available, leave this on your screen and click the KVS tool here.
Okay.
And let's put in from Sydney to London. Okay, and here in the KVS tool, you can put the entire trip. You don't have to break it up like you have to do it on the Asia Miles website. So Sydney to London on the, let's just pick a date, any date, just pick a date because I'm just demonstrating it.
Okay.
Okay, now notice KVS tool only checks one way at a time. So let's pick a date and you double click the date for it to show up here and then you hit go. Okay, and now it's thinking and it's looking for availability. By the way, when it's done thinking and it's not busy working, you can click this gear at the top right and then you can choose launch another instance. You can't do that right now because it's busy thinking. But when it's not busy thinking, you can hit this gear and choose launch another instance. And then you can have KVS open twice and you can be searching two different things at once. In fact, you can have it open 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, as many as you want, and be searching many different things at once. It makes your quoting go faster. You can work on 2 different ones at once or 2 different airlines at once. So this is still thinking, and we know it's thinking because it says waiting for response at the bottom, or you'll see activity going on down here at the bottom. And also, okay, now it's done thinking. You can tell because it has results on the screen. Okay, once it has results on the screen, if you want, go ahead and click this gear at the top and choose launch another instance. The second one down, yeah. And then you can be using this, the extra one that it put, just slide it over to the left, and you can be using one while the other one's thinking, okay? So let's just use this one now. So let's say that the one on the right, let's say it said CS plus right here. It doesn't say it, but we're going to say, let's say it did. This is how we know it's available. It would say CS plus on here. And if you find out it's available CS plus on here, then you would go to what we just did to find out how many miles it is, okay? So if this one is not available, so let's go to say tomorrow, the 30th of January, let's say. So click your calendar, go to the 30th of January, something sooner, and hit go. And on this one over on the left, put in the same thing and put, for London, let's put LHR because it's a bigger airport, LHR. And then let's put January, let's put like February 1st or anything, just put anything there for the date. Okay, and this, we don't really want all cabins, we want business and first. So change this all cabins down here to say just business and first. Go down here and
Sorry.
click on this arrow right here.
Oh, okay. It's already searching, sorry.
Oh, it's already searching, so it doesn't let you change it. So we'll just wait.
Okay, sorry.
What did it show behind it? Was it something to do with KVS or something else?
What?
Oh, that was just the Asia Miles website. Okay. So both of these are thinking. One's looking at the 30th of January, the Gatwick, and one is looking at going to Heathrow on the 1st of February. And what you're looking for is any CS Plus that you know, so that you know it's available. I'm just in general showing you how to use KVS. And so if you found it as CS Plus on here, you would know it's available, and then you'd know that 175,000 miles is available. So, you know, here's one that's CS Plus. It's available business, and it's an FS Plus here also, so it's available in first class also. But that was just one particular piece of the flight. There's a CS Plus, but that's only this one flight. It's not both flights that are available. But I'm just showing you in general how to use this KVS so you get the idea of it. So anyway, that's one way to find out if those flights are available for that 175,000. There's another way, and that is to log into Asia Miles. So now that you've used click on the Asia Miles tab. Now that you see how to use that, let's go ahead and log in. And I wonder if it has that flight award calculator once you've logged in. So far, I haven't seen it. I have to be not logged in to see it so far. So click on Remember Me, and then click Log in.
It's not working. Yeah.
Okay, now let's see if we find that flight. Click Save up there. Let's see if we find that flight award finder once you're logged in. Is it showing up down here? Oh, there it is. Good. So you can use this when you're logged in. So that's good. Okay. So that tells you how many miles it is, but it doesn't tell you if the flights are available. So to find out if the flights are available, you have to go to the top of your screen, and where it says Redeem Miles, and then let's see. Must be the flight finder, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, click that.
Let's see.
Okay, and let's see. Okay, so then you put in Sydney to London here. Sydney to London. And Cathay Pacific. Oh, this is partners. So this is partners. Somehow you got to the partners part. Let's go to the top and search for Cathay flights. You can use those partners and you can use that, but there's another way to do this. I think it's quicker and easier. Let's go to the top of your screen. Let me look at the menu again. Close this. Yeah. Let's see. Redeem miles. Flight maker. How about how to redeem miles? Is it that one? I'm not sure. No, that's not it. Let me find out which one of those it is.
Okay.
Trying to figure out how to get to the common spot that I'm used to. Give me a minute here. Redeem miles. They've changed their website, so I'm not used to it. Standard awards.
Is this the right one?
Oh, you got there. How did you get there?
here. This one.
Oh, flight awards. Okay, well, that's where you're supposed to be. I don't know how you got there, but that's where you're supposed to be. So, so this is going to be from Sydney to London. Put search by destination up here.
Okay.
At the top. Click the top. Oh, you did. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Hong Kong to London round trip. Change it to business or first over here on the right. And the dates don't really matter. We're just playing with it. Okay, then hit search. Okay, so what I want to show you is that the miles that it shows here, wait, let me make it so I can point again.
Okay.
The miles that it shows here are not right. You have to go by the miles that it shows in that calculator that we just did. The only thing you're doing here is finding out that the flights actually are available. There's something wrong with their website, and when it says the flights are available, it gives you some miles, but they're not the right miles. So it's good when you see miles because you know it's available, but then you have to go to that flight finder I gave you to find out how many miles there really are. So let's slide down the page here. Let me look this over a minute.
Okay.
So what this is saying is if you're going on January 30th and returning on February 1st up here, then the miles are 115. But we're going to interpret that it just means it's available. And when you find out it's available, now you can use the taxes from here. This is Hong Kong dollars, the taxes. You can use that. But the actual miles to find out if this 115 is right, you have to go put it in that award calculator first. So slide down the page. Let's see if there's something more available over here farther to the right or not. No. Okay. So let me just kind of review. So let's click one of these. Just click any one of these and then go to the bottom and tell it to move on. Click that. Okay, go to the bottom right and tell it to move on. Continue. And now it's going to show us the flights that are available. See how it says select your flights? Okay, this is how we know, what flights are available. So slide down the page. And notice that if we click, well, there's 2 clicked already as an example. So this is CX flight 251. And notice that it goes from Hong Kong to London. So that Hong Kong to London, you would put in that flight award calculator. And see how this one goes London to Amsterdam? You'd have to put that piece in the flight calculator separately from this one. So you'd have 2 segments. So what I'm saying is you'd have to write down this BA30 and write down this CX and write down this. And then because see, if you slide to the top of the screen here, this is saying, go ahead and slide to the top of the screen. This is saying it's 115,000 miles, perhaps. That's not true. What you're going to do is just use the taxes from here, Hong Kong dollars, the taxes. But this 115,000 miles is saying, ideally, maybe it's available for this, but it's not telling you what the particular flights that you're picking are going to cost. In order to find out what the particular flights that you're picking are going to cost, you have to go down to the bottom and write down those flight numbers. Okay, and this one goes from, CX 251 Hong Kong to London. Write that down. CX 251 Hong Kong to London. 251. HKG to LHR. Once you learn how to do this, you'll be able to do this really fast. You just come here, oh, these are the flights available, write them down, go to the other thing, find out the miles, go to the award calculator, put in the miles and taxes, go into Matrix, copy the flights, go and put into the quote. You know, like 10 minutes, you'll be done. But learning it, it's going to take you, 2 hours, obviously. Okay. So, okay, so now what I want to show you, okay, now write down the taxes that are at the top.
This one.
Hong Kong dollars 24.18. So write those down. But you can't trust those miles. The miles are wrong and the taxes are right. And that's Hong Kong dollars, HKD like David for dollars. Take out the G.
Oh.
Okay, HKD for dollars. Okay, so now go back to the top of your screen and somehow get back to that flight finder that we had. Maybe I would say open another, I would say duplicate this on another tab. Just right click on the word Asia and choose duplicate. Right click at the top of your screen up here.
Okay.
Duplicate, yeah. And then that way you've saved that other one. And then go back to, the beginning where you had that flight finder. Keep going back to the beginning. The one we did in the first place that had the 175,000 miles on it. So what you could do is, yeah, there, your original tab.
This one?
No, the original one on the left. Let me see why I can't draw. Hold on, let me make it so I can draw.
Okay.
This one, the original one.
Oh.
Okay, and this is where you had that award calculator, where, look on the right, go down on the right there, flight award finder. That's what I meant. Okay, now this is where you got to put in the class is business class. So change the class to business. This is where we're going to find out the miles. Okay, the first flight was from, I forgot, what did you have from
Sydney.
I think you just did Hong Kong to London. So put from Hong Kong to London, LHR. And this one, if I remember right, was just one flight, and it was on Cathay Pacific. So you change that to Cathay Pacific. And then you're going to add a sector. And the next flight went from London to Amsterdam, remember?
Yeah.
Okay. And then add a sector.
Is this the same airline? Oh no, it's different.
It was British Air, I think. Whatever you have on your sticky note, I think you've got it written down here. BA. So the next one is BA.
Oh, I see. British Airways.
Yeah. And then the next one is from AMS to Hong Kong. And that one was Cathay. Okay. And then calculate. So the other part of the website told us that it was available and it told us the tax. But this part of the website is saying how many miles it really is. See how this says 120,000? And this is the right amount of miles. Now remember, when you go to this other tab, I think it said it was 105 or something else. See, 115. What does this one say? I forgot. What did this one say that we're on right now? Click to this other one.
120.
Okay, see how it's different? And so you get the miles from here, and you get the taxes from that other tab. And the reason that other tab is wrong on the miles is because it's telling you the ideal, what it could be. It could be as low as 115. And it gives you the right taxes, but it doesn't give you the right miles because it's telling you it could be. To find out what it really is, you have to go to this one and put in each flight and find out that it's really 120. And I'll tell you why it's 120. It's because you have an extra British Airways flight in here, which was necessary to make it work, but that makes the price go up, makes the miles go up. So in other words, you have to use this, you have to do it in 2 steps. So the first step told us that it is available. How did we know it was available? Because it told us some miles, right? Remember over on this one, before we clicked, it said it had some miles. Remember we were on a calendar and it was showing some miles, and I said that's good that it's showing some miles, that means it's available. And so when we go down this page, we find out it is available, we find out the taxes, but to get the correct real miles, we have to go to that other page and put in each segment. You see what I'm saying? Because see, this is where we get the miles, and the other one is where we get the taxes. And the reason that the miles are different is because the one where the taxes are is telling the best that it could be, the ideal, maybe it's available for this. But to find out what it's really actually available for based on the routing, because as you add more flights here, the miles goes up. And see how we have 3 flights here? The miles on the other page would have been right if there was only 2 flights, but there wasn't. There's 3 flights, and that's why it charges more for that extra flight. You see what I'm trying to say? So that's why you have to be a specialist, because each airline has its own different rules, its own different, idiosyncrasies. But now that you know that, you're a Cathay Pacific specialist, and okay, if I find out it's available, there's 2 different ways to find out it's available. One way was when I was on this site, it showed me miles and it showed me flights, it gave me flight numbers, it showed me what was available. Now that I know what's available, I write down the taxes from the same area, and now that I know it's available, I go to this other area to find out how many miles it is, okay? And then after that, you get these same flight numbers and you copy them into Matrix. Just 1 second. So Mar is here also, and so this is good education for you, Mar, on the Cathay Pacific website. Remember, Mar, when I was teaching you, I was saying that the only way to know the miles for sure is to call them. But since then, we've figured out this other way of finding out the miles for sure without having to call them. Because when you call them, you're on hold for a long time. Yeah. So to kind of review, what we did is we went into the Asia Miles website. Crystal, click on this second tab again. And we just searched for flights like you normally do. And it said the flights are available for $115,000 plus these are the taxes. We slide down the page and we find out, okay, which flights, are those that are available. Slide down your page, Crystal.
Okay.
And it told us, okay, here's the flights that are available. And so we picked the flights we want. And on the one that we did, the flights that we picked, there was 3 flights. There was one that went straight from Hong Kong to London, and one that went from London to Amsterdam to Hong Kong. Wait a minute, it's very noisy in the background. If that's your place that's got all the noise, Crystal, just mute your microphone for a little while. And while I talk to Mar. Okay, so Mar, you know how in Asia Miles how to go see if it's available. Slide to the top of the screen, Crystal. But these miles that it says at the top of the screen are the ideal miles. It's not necessarily the real miles that are available for the flights you picked. These taxes are accurate, but the miles are not accurate. To get the accurate miles, Mar, what you do, Crystal, go to that other tab where we got the extra accurate miles, and there's a link over here. Let me show you on the home page that says Flight Award Finder. Okay, so we clicked on that Flight Award Finder, and then we put in the cities. We put in the flights segment by segment. The first flight went from Hong Kong to London. The next flight went from London to Amsterdam, and the next flight went from Amsterdam to Hong Kong. There was 3 flights. And we put all 3 of those flights in here. Just a second. We put all 3 of those flights in here, and we had to click Add Sector to add the next flight. Then we had to click Add Sector again to add another flight. And we got all the flights in there, and then we clicked See, it opens up this screen and you can put all the flights in. When we got all the flights in there, we clicked it and it told us the real correct miles. You guys will have to experiment with that and learn as you go. But suffice to say, how do I find out what's available on Asia Miles? Well, one way is I can look at KVS, and if it says CS Plus, it's available. Another way is I can go to the actual Asia Miles website, and if it says it's available, it's available. Another way is I can call Asia Miles on the phone and ask them if it's available. So I either use KVS or the Asia Miles website, or I call them. Once I find out it's available, now that I know it's available and I know the flight numbers that are available, so now I know it is available and I know what the flight numbers are. After I know it is available, I know what the flight numbers are, then I come to this flight award finder, and that's when you put in each segment so that it can add up how many miles it is for sure. The taxes are correct by either calling them or by looking at this other page where it said that it was ideally 115,000 miles. These taxes are okay, but the miles are not okay. So to get the right miles, you go back over here to this other tab and you put them in leg by leg and you find out, okay, there's 3 flights involved in this one. So instead of what the other page said, it's really 120,000 miles. So then you go to your award calculator. Go ahead, Crystal, to your award calculator, which is your second AMS tab here at the top of your, and click on Tools, Award Calc. And this is where we would put in, change it to CX right here, because we're doing Asia Miles. And then put in the 120, 120, get rid of the extra 0 there, 120, and hit Tab. Hit the Tab key. Hit the tab. Oh yeah, you hit the Tab key, and so then it put in the zeros for you. And then the taxes are Hong Kong dollars, so you have to go to a different tab and go to your currency converter, get how many Hong Kong dollars it is, go to a different tab, go to your currency converter, change that to HKD for Hong Kong dollars, and put in the amount. Make sure you have no commas or dollar signs. No commas, no dollar signs. Then copy the $311 from there. You can include all 4 decimals, that's fine. Go to the award calculator, put that in where it goes. Make sure you cover up all the zeros. Click off of it over here in the white area somewhere so that it causes it to calculate, so you're not in that cell anymore. Then come down to the bottom, and normally you just leave it at a standard 400 here. So click 400. Just a second, I need to answer a chat from a customer. Just a second, I'm busy with a customer for a minute.
Okay.
So you would, I'm gonna, apologize, I have to. Give me just a minute and I'll be back.
Sure.
I'll just kind of be doing both. Okay, so normally you make the yellow box 400, and then you click off of the box to make sure you're out of the box, make sure it's calculated. And then this shows that our selling price is 2,700. And then you click this blue button, Export XML, in order to get the details to put into the quote. After you click that, slide down to your page so you can see what's down below it. Now you click over here in the white area anywhere, and then hit Control A like Apple, and it highlights everything. And then you hit Control C like Charlie, and then you go to your quote. And we haven't started a quote yet because we're just doing this as an example. And then you'd paste that into your quote in the financial info. I'm going to pause this recording for a minute so that I can do something with a customer for a minute. Hold on, please. I've resumed the recording now. So what we're going to do is switch it so that we're looking at Crystal's screen. So let me see what I need to do that. Okay. So Crystal, you should have a button where you can choose to share screen so that we can see your screen instead of mine.
Okay. Can you see the screen now?
It's coming, I think. Okay, so what we're going to do is go to the far left tab and choose one to work on. And you can...
Wait, please give me a minute, Emma.
Okay. If you need to work on that, I can switch it back and work with Mara a little bit. Is it going to be 20 minutes or something, or how long will it take you to fix that? Let's see, while she's getting that fixed, Mar, see if it'll let you click to share screen, and see if it'll let you just take over the screen share, or if I have to do it from here. See if you can just do it.
In fact, let me do this. Let me take the day to send out a few more quotes to you. That way you have a mix to choose from.
Let's see.
Because with having that date flexible and stopping in open,
do you have the
quite a few different options?
Ability, Mar, to click to share your screen now?
I'll touch base with you tomorrow about this time.
I'm looking at my Skype to see if anybody's telling me anything there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see, whose screen are we looking at right here? I think,
I'll send those over later today.
who's got the hearts on your screen?
It's Mars' screen.
That's Mars' screen? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And your internet, your internet's still down right now, right, Crystal?
Yes.
Wow.
Sorry,
Okay.
so sorry.
That's no problem. We'll just do Mars for now.
Okay.
Okay. So, Mar, first of all, go to AMS. Well, go to Chrome, I should say. Click on your Chrome bottom of the screen.
No, yeah, kind of. You know, you can just plug in the USB.
Okay. And what you're going to do is go put the word agent dot in front of that website. It starts agent dot firstclassdiscountair.com. Just click it and put in the front of it agent dot. Yeah, agent dot. And then hit enter. So this is training on how to get logged in for the first time. So you're going to click login with Google. The first time you tried this, it will not let you do it. It'll say it's a closed system. It'll say, sorry, I can't do it. But then after you refresh and you come back and try it again, it'll let you in. So go ahead and click on login here. And then you'll need to copy and paste that new email address I gave you that ends in .co. I put it in your Skype. Click allow. This is training on how to get into AMS for the first time for a new agent. Okay, it says this is a closed system, so that's fine. So it says try again in 1 minute. So just wait about a minute, then hit F5, refresh it.
F5?
Yeah, the F5 key, like Frank 5. That'll automatically refresh it, or you can click this little refresh button on top of the screen. Either way, does the same thing as hitting the F5 key, like Frank 5. The two additionals, 25 of each. Did he say he has 25 of each? Good. You got the credit card still. Okay. Thanks. So click on allow, Mar.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a problem. So let me Skype Mark, ask him why you're not logging in. You might have to reset it or something.
Have him close the browser first.
Okay. Mark,
Yeah.
close your Chrome and then reopen it. Let's see if it'll let you in by doing that.
Okay.
Close Chrome completely. To do that, down at the bottom of the screen, there should be a thing where you can just point to that Chrome at the bottom of the screen and just put close or something like that, so it closes it completely. In other words, you might close it in one spot, but you might still have it open in another screen or make sure it's closed completely. I believe you can right-click on this rainbow at the bottom of your screen and tell it to close it completely. It's closed. Okay, so go ahead and open it again. Question before I ask Mark about it. And if that doesn't work, what we can do is go delete your cookies and try again, I think. Okay, try it again. Okay. Unlock.
Allow again.
Yeah, allow. Oh, I can see what's wrong right now. I see what's wrong. You have to go up here to these settings.
Uh-huh.
You're not logged into your company email in Chrome, so click on settings here. Well, just as a side suggestion to everybody, I would suggest that you also click on the word about over here next. And you can do this also, Crystal, and anybody watching this recording should click on about and see how it says it's automatically checking for updates. As soon as you click on about, it's automatically going to update your Chromes to make sure you have a current version of Chrome. So it's good to do that about once a month. Just click on about and let it check for updates. See, your Chrome isn't up to date, so that's could be part of the problem. You have to do that about once a month to make sure you've got the latest best Chrome. So you've got some kind of a problem with Chrome. So I would suggest when you have time to go download Chrome all over again, make sure that it's to get rid of your errors. There's some kind of a problem with your Chrome. That shouldn't stop us today. So go to a new tab. Just click on a new tab.
Here's a new one.
Yeah, and just go to your apps over here and choose Gmail. Oh, here's one. Just click on Gmail right here. Or actually, here's another way to do it. You can click your picture over here and log in again in another Gmail. If you're not logged into your company email, you have a problem. So click add account. In other words, you have to get logged into your company Gmail before you can get into AMS, and you're not logged into your company email yet. I'm going to see if we can go to where you're logged into your emails. Should be able to. Let's try it. So to get into another email, you click on your picture at the top right, which is what you did. And then it says, do you want to add an account? Then you click on where it says add account. And let's see if it got me to the right place or what it's doing. Okay, kill that. Okay, wait, stop. Yeah, that's right. You want to add an account.
Okay.
This is your new email, which ends in .co. So get rid of that and put in your new email that ends in .co that I sent through Skype. It's margarito@fcda.co if you want to just type it in. Margarito@fcda.co. No, it's not a dot, it's an at fcda.co. So that's your company email address. Hit next. Notice that it ends in .co, not .com.
Okay.
And the password, you have to copy that from Skype. It's that big long thing that starts with a question mark.
Mm-hmm.
So go to your Skype and copy that.
Yes, and let me.
You probably just have to wait. It probably just takes a while to come up.
Okay.
There it is.
Yeah.
So copy it from there. You're going to want to copy it notes also at the same time, so you have a hand. Copy it over to your quoter's notes maybe, or something like that. Should be able to just highlight it and copy it. If you get too much, that's okay. You can just erase the rest before you hit sign in. If you get a whole sentence with it or something, that's fine. Just erase the rest of the sentence before you hit sign in. Just click on Skype right there and it should bring it up.
I did. It's just taking a while. There we go.
Yeah, it takes a while. Skype takes a long time to come up.
So this is a password, right?
Yeah, it starts with a question mark. Copy that whole thing. And I would put it over here on your sticky note also, so you have it easier for next time. Get rid of that plus in front of it. You know, have it somewhere. Then paste it in here. Just hit Control V to paste it in there. Control V like Victor.
Mm-hmm. Copy it again.
Did you hit Control C over here?
I did.
Maybe try right clicking, copy it. You can copy the whole message. Just click on copy message and then just erase the part you don't need before you hit send. Control V to paste it there. It didn't copy it for some reason.
See what's over here. Copy the entire message. Over here. Control V.
Yeah, now copy it from there. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you need the question mark. You're missing.
Oh, at the beginning, huh?
Just enter and it'll come back all in the same line. Yeah, now get all of that. Control C to copy it. Sign in. So you have to sign in to your company email first before you can get into AMS. And sometimes some computers you even have to log in. So click accept. Some computers you even have to log into Chrome as your company email also before it'll let you into AMS. So let's see if AMS lets you in or if we have to log into Chrome that way also. click over to your AMS tab after it's done. Oh, it wants you to make a new password that you'll remember easily. Be careful and make sure it's one that you'll remember, because you know that big long one's not going to work anymore after you make one here.
Any specific rules?
No, just whatever you want to have. Make sure you're going to remember it, because you need it every day. So
Okay.
it's not going to be that big long one anymore because you just changed it. Okay, put your phone number there. Click update at the top. And put your phone number in there, or else. Then click verify. You have your phone with you, so you can type in the code. Click get code. Type in what you got as a text message. Continue. Your personal email. Done. Okay, let's see if it lets you into AMS, or if you have to log into Chrome as your company email also. Now go to the tab on the top left. See if it'll let you in. Hit F5 to refresh. Log in. Okay, pick the bottom one. Allow. So every day you have to log into your company email first before you try and go to the AMS. That's what was wrong, I think. Okay, let's see. This is the first time you've logged in properly, so it's normal that it doesn't let you in. Logged in properly, this is normal. So let's wait a minute until your computer's done thinking.
Okay.
And when it's done thinking up here, we'll hit F5 to refresh. Try hitting this refresh button now, or else F5, either one. Okay, now try and log in again. The bottom one.
There we go.
Okay, so now you click on quotes.
Okay.
Quotes needed. And by the way, you're allowed to start quotes now. And of course, you'll probably get stuck because it's your first one. But you can either watch what Mar's doing, or you can on your own. Because you're both logged in, and you're both going to be working on page files. You just have to coordinate who's doing which one. Just 1 minute, I have to answer the phone. First class discount air, may I help you?
Okay.
Okay, 1 second. That's how many days? 1 you said it's from Melbourne. And going where? Okay, and when are you leaving leaving Lincoln? Are you coming back? Of June? Okay. 12th or 13th. Okay. And how many people? Okay. All right. And what's your first name? B-I-C-K-I? Okay. What I'll do is I'll send a quote to your email, if that's all right. What's your email address? Okay. 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 Our quotes always go to spam on Hotmail for some reason, so tomorrow morning check your spam folder. And which, oh, your last name is Hanks? B-A-D-H-A-M for Mary. Well, before we get going, let me put in your phone number here. I've got it on the caller ID. Is that the best number, the one you're calling from? The mobile number? 404-294-581. Okay, and what was your question? Right. Okay, so sorry, I'm back. Whoever's making all that noise, just mute it. Okay. All right, so we're showing Mar how to do his first quote, and Crystal, you're welcome to either be working on a different quote or watching this. It's up to you. If you have any questions, just speak up. Okay, so we are looking at the list of the quotes available, and the two of you are working on Asia Miles. So let me just look at these a second. Okay, let's look at this one named Linda Neal to start with. And notice that there's been 2 quotes sent already, so do not click new yet, but instead click the plus. And so that we can see what's been done already.
Double click or just one click?
Just one click. Let's see. Give me a second here. Okay, so go ahead and click it. Did you click the plus?
I did.
You might have to hit F5 to refresh to get it to wake up, I guess. I'm so sorry, my phone's ringing off the hook now. First class discount air, may I help you?
To guarda the copy.
Okay, where were we? So we have two that have been sent already to this customer. So we want to click edit on the bottom one and see what he sent. Okay, so there's a couple things to do. One is to look at the itinerary, and so click on step 3 just to see what airline he used.
What's the maximum quote that you do for a request?
There's no maximum. It just depends on whether it's logical to send it or not.
Okay.
Obviously, you wouldn't send a quote that's worse than what's been sent already. You could send one that's equal to what's been sent already in terms of quality or airline, but different. You just send it if it's a logical additional option to send. It looks like your internet isn't all that fast, huh?
It's really slow for some reason today.
Yeah, so, okay, so I can tell by looking at this one that it's not Cathay Pacific. That one was sent with Air Canada. So go back, hit the back arrow and go back to the next, go back to where you were with the back arrow. Yeah, we might switch over and have you watch Crystal because I think hers is a lot faster. We can make more progress. I can help you maybe individually, separately. Let's see if we can just. I think we'll just look at this one and then maybe switch to mine or Crystal so we can do it faster. Okay, so go back to the same one and click on plus again. Or where did it go? I think it's off your screen.
This one, right?
Oh, that one. Okay, you're right. So click that. And this will be a good education for you to look at them and see. So now click the top one that opened up. I want you to know how to do this. You don't necessarily have to do this for everyone, but I want you to know how to do this.
Okay.
So that other one, he quoted 3,600, and you saw it was on Thai Airways. I had a couple, 2 or 3 different connections in each way. You just kind of get a feel for what's been sent already, because we're going to try and send something that's equal or better. Otherwise, why send it, right? So let's look at the itinerary on this one again and see what he said on this one. So that other one, it was obvious when I looked at it that I knew he used Air Canada miles. One second, I have to answer a customer here.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see. He's got Singapore Air and Air India in here. Okay, so this one he could be using either Air Canada or Singapore miles. To find out what he is using, let me show you. And you don't necessarily have to go through all this on every quote, but I wanted to show you how to do this so you know how to do it. So slide up on your screen about 4 inches with your bar that's way over here on the right until you see financial info. Then click on financial info and let's look that up and see what he did. So I wanted to teach you how to read this. It's called the math line, okay?
Okay.
And the miles that he used are right here. He used Air Canada 190K, which means 190,000. So he used, for this quote, he used Air Canada Aeroplan Reward website, and it told him the miles were 190,000. And then he put the taxes in the award calculator. It told him the taxes in Canadian dollars, and then he converted it to US dollars, and it came out to $328 of the taxes, 190,000 miles. And then he added $600 GP, okay? And this same information right here came from the award calculator, and it came when he hit this button to import it, and it filled in this price. And then,
It does automatically then.
well, when you paste it in there, when you click this import button, you paste it. Remember that box pops up at the top, and you paste it in at the box at the top.
Yeah.
And then what it fills in is this quoted price. And then he went to here, and he knows the trip is starting in Australia, so he clicked it and changed it to something that we do not want, like he changed it to Chinese money or whatever. Then he changed it again to what we do want, which is the Australian dollars, which is the currency of where the trip is beginning. And then when he copied the pretty flights from Matrix, he found out that they would have paid about $5,600 for this trip if they never called us. So he filled this in manually. He changed this to something we do not want, and then changed it to something we do want. And then all the rest of this information came in automatically from the award calculator. The selling price was determined because he put the GP at 600 in the yellow box. This was the miles that came from the Air Canada Aeroplan website. This is the taxes that came from the Air Canada Aeroplan website. And then he converted it to US dollars using the website that I call the Red Cross. To get you to the Red Cross website, you on a new tab, and I'll just tell you what to type in there, or I might send you a link. Let's see. What you would type in there is currency 24 dot ch, enter.
Oh, I put 21. I'm sorry.
24. So just click on it and fix it. So all of you that are watching this recording, be sure and do the same thing. Currency24.ch and hit enter. And then when it comes up, let me make sure everybody knows how to, the best way to save a favorite. Okay, click on this star at the top right of your screen, and then don't get ahead of me, just go slow. Okay, click the star at the top right of your screen and go slow, don't get ahead of me. Now hit the delete key because you want to delete this name here. You don't need the name. And then make sure this says bookmarks bar and then hit done. So you delete the name, make sure it says bookmarks bar and then hit done. And see how it put a red cross here? And it doesn't have any words because you don't need the words. You know the red cross is your currency converter. And so now in here, well, he would have put CAD for Canadian dollars when he converted the currency from Canadian dollars to US dollars. And then you do not have to hit this red button in the middle. As soon as you put CAD over here and put in how many it was, it's going to automatically show up over here, and you just highlight it and copy it. You don't have to do anything with this red arrow in the middle. So you'll learn how to do that as you go along. But the main thing is I wanted to make sure you know every time you get to a website that's something you're going to use for work, you should hit that star, hit delete to get rid of the title, make sure it's on the bookmarks bar, and hit done. Okay, so another thing you should do is point to this AMS at the top left of your screen, point to that, and don't click on it, but instead right click it and choose duplicate, because you should have that open twice so that you can use one for your quoting and one for your award calculator. And notice that it's a small tab because you right clicked on it and you chose pin tab to make it a small tab, and that means it's pinned to that location all the time. It's easy to find. So your far left one is always where you're making the quotes, and the next one's always your award calculator. So to get this second one on the award calculator, you go to Tools and then Award Calc. Tools and then Award Calc. And you always leave that one on the Award Calc. That's where you put your miles and taxes when you find out how much it costs.
What about the website for the Seat Guru?
Just click on this tab that you're not using that says Google, or a new tab, and just type seatguru.com and it'll take you there. Seat Guru, there it is. Just click it. And when it comes up, let me show you what to click before you save it as a favorite. It's better to get to a particular part of it first. Okay, so you know, click down here to get you to the actual website. Okay, don't save it yet. First, click on this tab that says Find Seat Maps. You must be using Wi-Fi instead of an Ethernet cable, huh? Okay, so when you see this, oops, something went wrong. Click on Find Seat Maps again. Just wait, and when you get there, don't click anything new.
Okay.
Okay, now click the star and then hit delete.
Okay.
And then make sure it says bookmarks bar, and it does. So now hit done.
Mhm.
Hit the button that says done.
There it is.
And there's your seat on your bookmarks bar. Right there. Okay, so so you have the basics there, and then so you want to click the tab to find a quote to work on, and be your far left AMS tab.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay, so this one you're looking at a quote, and if you're going to work on this one, you want to click on Request Workflow Checklist. You're actually in a quote that was already sent by JASM, but you can still mark the workflow checklist from here. You can mark it from anywhere because everybody sees the same list, so it doesn't matter if you're in his quote and you check it or yours and you click it. But before you ever start working on it, you want to go in there and let everybody know that you're the one that's working on the Asia miles for this. Crystal doesn't work on it at the same time. If you go in here and Crystal's name is here already, so you double click on it where it says the top left where it says search CX, double click on the word CX, and it'll open up a little window or a pop-up, and then you change that Alex W to Mar. Find your name on the list. And find your name and then click it. Okay, and don't click this completed box yet because you're not done yet, but instead you're working CX or something like that. Or just the word working, because we know it's CX, it's on that line, just put the word working. And then hit submit. And this tells Crystal that you're working on this for CX, so she doesn't need to. So if she sees that, she's going to go on to the next one because she knows that you're handling this one in terms of Asia miles. There's 2 or 3 of you working on Asia miles at the same time, so you got to be sure and put your name here so that nobody else does the same thing you're doing. Remember, you're in a quote that's already been sent, so now you've got to get into your own quote, which would be a new one that's not sent yet. So to get out of this one, just go to the very top of your screen, and you can either hit the back arrow, or what I like to do is I like to just go to quotes needed again and just quotes needed, because to me it refreshes it and I'm get a fresh start and everything instead of using the back arrow all the time. It's just my own personal preference. And now you got to find the name of the one that you're working on. You got to find it in the list. Let's say you look at the list and you don't see it, but you've got the name written down in front of you. And then let's see, it's this one right here, Linda Neal. So what you should do is have Linda Neal's name written down in front of you just so that you know which one you're working on. And plus, it's keep a list of the ones that you've already worked on. So start a little booklet or something. So Linda Neal would be on your list. The next one you work on is on your list. And then when you come back tomorrow, oh, I already did Linda Neal. You've got to So now you're not looking at one of the ones that have been sent already. You're going to start a new quote. So hit the word new, just click it once or double click it. It doesn't matter. Maybe you have to double click it. I'm not sure. And now you're in a new quote that's your quote that you're working on. Nobody else is working on this one. And normally you would go in and mark the workflow checklist that you're working on it, but you already did that when you were, when you were looking at somebody else's quote. But if you click on the workflow checklist from here, you'll see that it has your name there already because you put it in while you were, in somebody else's quote looking to see what they did. But it's still, go ahead and double click that just so you can see that this is a common list for this particular customer's name. This is a, this is a common list.
There is.
Yeah, so see, even though you were looking at a different quote, it was this same person's name, so it's a common list. Everybody working on this same person's quotes are going to be listed here. Okay, so now the first thing you do is in this box right here, you put CX because you're the CX person, and then paste her name in there also, CX4, and put her name. And you never type a name, you always copy and paste names. CX space FOR, and then copy this entire name from this black box and put it in there. Goes right in there. Then change this new to researching so everybody knows you're working on it. It's not new anymore, you're researching it. Okay, and now you've done step 1 and you've done all this, so now you go to step 2. So slide down your page and go to step 2. And click on step 2 right here. And step 2 is saying, okay, what did you find out in the award calculator? Well, you didn't do the award calculator yet, so it's just reminding you, okay, now it's time to go get the award calculator filled in. So to fill in the award calculator, you're going to have to figure out, first of all, there's kind of 3 things to do next, and you'll get to where you can do these really fast. The first thing to find out is what's the best route, or how to get there, how much does it cost, is this one worth working on? So you go to a new tab and you go to a website called matrix.ita software.com. So just hit enter because it popped up. matrix.ita software.com. Okay, and then when this comes up, and then make sure you're at the right part of it first before you save it as a favorite. So before you start working on it, or before you can fill in the award calculator, there's kind of 3 things you have to do. Go to Matrix, and it tells you the general idea of who flies there, how to get there, how much it costs, that kind of thing. So you're going to put in the information that's in the quote. So you've got to go back to the, well, let's see, let's save this on your favorites first. So hit the star, then hit delete, and make sure it says bookmarks bar.
Yep.
And hit done. And then that'll put the logo up there as a favorite. Okay. Now go back to your original quotes needed, and I like to just write down this information and have it on a pad in front of me while I'm working. So click on the original quotes needed one.
This one?
No, that's the award calc. You want to go to the first one, which is, yeah, you're here. Okay.
I'm there.
Yeah, you're there. So slide to the top and click on the details. Request info, I mean, sorry. Request info.
Okay.
No, stop. It's right here.
Oh, right here.
Click this. That's what we call the details. So I would write down the 31 of May, okay, and see how it says plus 3 days, okay, and then write down the 3 of August and see how it says plus 3 days there. So that means they cannot go earlier than that, but they can go later. See, okay. Plus 3, it doesn't say plus or minus, it just says plus. So that means they can't go before that date, but they can go later. Mm-hmm. And then this B means they want business class. It's for one person. So I would write down, you know, business class, one person. This return means that it's a round trip. If it says return, that means round trip. They want to go both ways. And then this is the cities, B&E to LHR, okay? So they're going to go from B&E to LHR and back again. That's for one person in business class. They can go the 31 of May or up to 3 days later. They can go the 3rd, come back the 3rd of August or up to 3 days later. Those are not the dates they arrive. Those are the dates they get on the plane to start the trip. Okay, so I personally have written that down in front of me. So then what you do is you go over to Matrix and you put in that information, and you're accomplishing a few things by doing this. The first thing you're accomplishing is making sure it's not a $800 flight or something stupid that we can't even compete with. So let's put in the airport code is B&E, like Boy, Nancy, Edward. And we're going to put in the LHR, which stands for London, like Larry, Hotel, Romeo.
No, not there.
No, not there on the front line. Yeah. Okay. Larry Hotel November, or sorry, Larry Hotel Romeo, LHR, and then click it. Okay. And see this advanced routing codes? If you knew the flight numbers you were looking for, you'd click that. Go ahead and click it. It won't hurt anything right now. That gives you some more blank lines to fill in actual flight numbers if you want to look for specific flight numbers, but we're not doing that right now. Okay, so this date right here is going to be the 31 of May. You can either type 31 May 17, or you can go find it and click on it. 31 May.
That was 31st, right?
Yeah, 31. So just double click the 31 and it'll put it in. And then the return date is the 3 of August. Either type it in or find it on the calendar and then double click it. Okay, and change the cheapest available to say business class or higher. And then get rid of this check mark right here. And then type USD right here for US dollars. And then go to the bottom and hit search. Okay, thinking.
Okay.
Okay, so slide to the top. Okay, so this is showing us that they didn't care what kind of crappy airline they fly on, they could get it for $4,000. If they want a really nice airline like Cathay Pacific, like the one we're working on, it's $4,800. Some are as high as 53.88, but we're going to probably send Cathay Pacific type flights. So this 48.52 is the price that we're trying to beat. We may or may not be able to beat it, but we're going to try. And if we can beat it, then we can send them a quote.
Okay.
So that told us, first of all, Cathay does fly there, and it tells us the kind of price range. If this thing said $1,500 or something, we'd say, oh, forget it, and we'd stop working on it. We just move on to the next one. But because it's a $4,800 flight, however, I will tell you, based on my experience, that $4,800 for this route is really cheap. So Cathay Pacific is running a sale right now, apparently, because that's really cheap. Usually it'll say like $12,000, you know. So it's going to be hard for us to beat this one this time, which is unusual because they must be having a sale, but we'll still try for training. Okay. So it told us, now there's another thing we can do. We can double click this price right here, this 48.52, and see where it goes. So click that.
This one?
No, the Cathay Pacific.
That one.
Yeah. Double click the one that's Cathay Pacific, because you're working on Cathay Pacific and their partners. And that means that you're going to either give them Cathay Pacific or Qantas or one of their partners. And what the best thing to do is hit this duration button to bring all the shortest, best trips to the top. And then click sort by duration, that blue line that says sort by duration. Click that line.
Okay.
And then after you click that line and after it gets done thinking, then you close this box. By hitting the blue X to close it after it gets done thinking. And what you've done is you've brought the ones that are the shortest amount of hours to the top, and you know, the best trips, in other words. If you point over here to this white area, the word details will show up, and then you click it, and then you'll see how it goes. Okay, well, this is good for you to know how it goes, because remember, on the Cathay website, you're going to have to put Brisbane to Hong Kong and then Hong Kong to London. So you have to know that it goes to Hong Kong, right? Otherwise you wouldn't know what to put in. So when you search for it in the Cathay Pacific website, in the area where you get the taxes, you just put all the way from Brisbane to London. In the area where you get the miles, you're going to have to put Brisbane to Hong Kong on one leg, then Hong Kong to London on another leg, and then London to Hong Kong on another leg, and then Hong Kong to Brisbane on another leg. You're going to put in 4 legs in the area of the Cathay Pacific that tells you how many miles it is. Okay. And so that's why we're here. We found out that it's going to go through Hong Kong both ways. We found out that it's Cathay Pacific flights all the way. And now we're going to go to the Cathay Pacific website and find out if they're available. There's 2 ways to do that. One way is to use KVS, which is what I do because it's faster. So hit your KVS shortcut at the bottom here and bring up the KVS, the KVS blue airplane at the bottom of your screen. Yep. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in BNE to London, Boy Nancy Edward to LHR in these cities right here. From BNE to London. I'm going to change this black arrow to CX at the top. This is what I personally like to do because it's faster. Because if I find out it's not available, I'm going to abandon this and move on, because I don't want to spend a lot of time finding out that I can't send a quote. You know what I mean? So the 31 of May, and by the way, before you hit go, I would hit the gear and duplicate this so that you could be doing 2 things at once. So hit the gear at the top of your screen and choose launch another instance. And just have both of them open at once. So the one on the left, we've got the 31 of May, we've got the right date. for one person, so I'm going to go ahead and hit go now on the one on the left. Okay, and while that one's thinking, I can start working on the one on the right. So I'm going to put in your cities, which are, the return is
LHR.
LHR for the return, going back to B&E, and that date is the 3rd of August. Stand by, I need to go do something for a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so London to Brisbane, 3rd of August. Okay, so hit go on both of them, or did you already? This is the go button.
Sorry, I went to get a drink.
Okay, no problem. Did you hit go on them yet?
Yes, I did on both.
So they're both thinking already.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Boy, they're taking a long time, aren't they?
Yep.
Maybe KVS isn't faster on your computer. Well, at least you're learning how to use it.
Well, I think it's the internet. So
Yeah.
next time I do this, I'm just going to use the Ethernet cable instead of the wireless.
Oh yeah, this wireless is way too slow.
Mm-hmm.
You got an Ethernet cable, you just have to do it in a different room or something?
Yeah, I do. I just have to be close to the router, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's going to be important. You can get 30-foot Ethernet cables. They're cheap on eBay. In fact, you can get 50-foot Ethernet cables, and they're still cheap.
Oh yeah, my son used to have one of those because he wanted the Ethernet all the way to his room.
Yeah. Okay, so the one on the right says that there's no pluses, so it's not available. So hit the down arrow on the right to see if the next day is available, because remember that she was flexible. So you hit the down arrow. And then the one on the left says it's not done yet. So the one on the right, you're already trying the next day. Go ahead.
I already did. It's looking for August 4.
Okay, and then the one on the left finally finished, and there's no CS plus or FS pluses. So hit the down arrow on the one on the left and go to the next day. The only reason we're going to the next day is the passenger said they're flexible for 3 days. But when you're on Ethernet, you'll be able to do this really fast and find out, is it worth it to go to the website and work on this one, or should I pass and move on?
Plus, it's faster when you're not sharing the screen. So
True, yeah. I have a feeling that this one's going to be one that we're going to abandon to move on because we haven't found any CS pluses yet.
mm-hmm.
So that's why really quickly, you know, you look at the request, you stick it in Matrix, make sure it's not a $500 flight, see how it's going, stick it in KVS. You could even stick it in KVS first and skip the Matrix. Just go straight from the request to KVS and see if it's available. Boom, boom, available or not, mark it that you tried it, move on to the next one. Boom, boom, oh, it's available. Okay, well then I'm going to go to the website and get the miles and taxes and make a quote.
So let's say that this flight is available from Australia on 5 different airlines. Do you quote all those 5 airlines?
Yes.
I mean, not me. Somebody else is going to do another airline and so on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we quote all 10 of them if that's available, but usually there's only 1 or 2 or 3 that are available, and then those are the ones we quote. Most of the time you go to KVS, you check it really quick, it's not available, and you move on to the next one.
Yeah.
The one on the left says not responding, so try.
It says requesting over here on both on my screen.
Yeah. It could be because you're sharing screen or the Wi-Fi or a combination. It thinks that it took too long. So maybe you should try 1 KVS at a time. Maybe your Wi-Fi is not handling it. So close one of those KVSs. Let's just do 1 at a time. It's apparently overloading your Wi-Fi, I think. Okay, refresh this by just hit the
F5.
Hit the red X at the top is what I would do, and just stop it and start over again.
There you go.
Oh, all of a sudden, okay. So I can already tell that we're oh, wait, here's a first class, but is there 2 together? Let me get my.
2 together? No.
In other words, where's the FS plus that it showed?
There's 1.
Yeah, but see, that one is from Brisbane to Singapore, but the part from Singapore to London is missing. It's a minus. Okay. And so there's nothing available here. So hit the down arrow to go to the next day. 31 of May plus 3 days. So 31 of May, 1st, 2nd, 3rd. So we're going to go all the way to the 3rd of June. it's at least it's working this time instead of getting stuck. I guess we had two of them open, was overloading it.
Mhm. Where's everybody today? There's nobody at the training.
They're coming at 9:30 our
9:30.
time. Yeah. They're not.
Oh, by the way, last night the training it didn't record for me.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll do it again sometime. Okay, so let's see what's happening. Is it still thinking? I guess it is.
Mhm.
So notice we're doing this without even going to the website, because once you plug in your Ethernet, this will be fast. Just put in the
Mhm.
cities, put in the dates, down arrow, down arrow, down arrow, yes, yes, no, no, bomb, done. Instead of playing around with the website, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to go to the website once you find out from here that there's a CS Plus, because you got to go find out the miles and then you got to find out the taxes.
And now earlier today, you said that we don't have to call the airline. We can figure it out that on the web page, right?
Right, yeah. It seems to be not responding. I'm going to try my KBS. And,
It's right there.
oh, it's right there. Okay. Here's one CS, but the flight that goes with it isn't there.
Mhm.
So we found out that it's not available. Okay, so do one more day, because she's 3 days, so hit the plus again. If now I'm a person, frankly, that instead of doing this KVS, I might have even called the airline anyway, just because that's even faster sometimes if they answer quickly. If I call the airline and it says it's an hour and a half hold time, then yeah, I'm going to go to KVS and the website and figure it out without calling them. But I'm a person who actually prefers to call the airline. For me, it's easier to sit on the phone and let them do all the work than it is for me to do all the work. But there's 3 different ways you can do it. You can call the airline and just ask them, or you can use KVS, or you can use the website, or you can do all 3. And you know,
When you call the airline, do you do it on your phone or Skype?
I call them on Skype. Once you get into the habit, well, it's a toll-free number, so you can call it from your Skype for free.
Okay.
If you get into a lot of phone calling for us, then we'll issue a Skype account to you that's a company Skype account that has all the long distance paid, because you know someday you might want to advance into do telemarketing where you call the customer and talk to them, and if you do that, then we provide you with a Skype account from the company with all the long distance paid. And we also you know, it times your calls, and we pay you, you know, 10 cents a minute for all the time you're on the phone too, on top of the $1 a quote. So if you advance to becoming a telemarketer, then, you know, while you're quoting, you can also be calling customers or calling, you know, the airlines, and, you know, and then you get paid 10 cents a minute for talk time too, on top of the $1 a quote. And then if they end up buying it, then you get, you know, 5% of the GP on top of that. So there's 3 different paychecks available. There's $1 a quote, and also 10 cents a minute if you're willing to get on the phone for us, and also 5% of the GP if you are willing to help us, you know, close the deal and make sales and write up orders and stuff. So it can be $1 a quote plus 10 cents a minute on the phone plus 5% of the GP eventually, if you want to do that. You don't have to. Some people just do quotes and that's it. Just send as many quotes as they can a day, and they get paid $1 a piece, and they go home happy. It's up to you. Okay, what did we find out here? Is it still thinking for some reason?
Still thinking.
Oh, I was going to go try my KVS just to speed this up and see what mine says. We're doing CX, and we're doing from BNE to LHR.
There's nothing.
Oh, nothing. Okay, so let's go back to the far left tab on your screen. Minimize KVS and go back to the far left tab on your screen,
Okay.
which is the quotes needed, the one, the far left one. That's your quotes needed. And this is the one where you're in the quotes. You go to the request workflow checklist and you put, we tried it, but you know, no availability. So what you're going to do is go in here and double click the CX again, put it up again, and instead of the word working, change it to no availability. Okay, and then click the box that says you're done.
Submit? Hold on.
No, hit the box first to show that you're done, and then hit submit. Okay, so now when everybody looks at this, they know you're not trying anymore, that next time just use the word no availability. Or you, or you could say not available.
Yeah.
You're not available or no availability. But so this tells them, because there's a check mark here, they're saying that you're not trying anymore. You're done. Because 3 days from now, it could be that somebody tries again and it is available by then, because things change. If somebody else has time and they want to check this tomorrow or 3 days from now to see if something became available, then they can. And then they would update this, and they would put their name that they're researching it, and they'd put down here, checking for any new availability. And anytime you want to, you can come back and try this one again, because availability changes every day. Sometimes it's not available today, but tomorrow all of a sudden it's being offered. So that you wouldn't get into a habit of doing that. You wouldn't do it on purpose, because it's very rare that it becomes available later. I'm just saying that for principle, for based on what is possible, it is possible that somebody would think, so maybe somebody played with this in their KVS and said, hey, look, it's available now. If they played with it in their KVS and it says, hey, look, it's available now, it's not going to hurt anything for them to come and change this from your name to theirs and get rid of this check mark and put, I'm trying this one again. It's okay. They can try it again if they want to. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They would just keep updated notes. We're not really concerned about who tried it last. We're just concerned as somebody working on it right now. And nobody's working on this right now because there's a check mark here. So that means if somebody else wanted to give it a try in a few days, in case the availability changed, they could. And if they did, they'd double click this, change this to their name, get rid of the check mark because they're not done. They'd put checking for requote or checking for new availability or trying again, whatever. Okay. So that one's done. And normally the way that would work, if you were trained and you were, going, you would come in here and you would click this, put that you're working on it. You'd snap over to KVS, put those flights in KVS. You'd hit the down arrow, not available. You'd come back, and about 30 seconds later, you'd put, I tried it, not available. Boom, move on. You don't even have to go to the website at all, because if KVS says it's not available, it's not available. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that one, you'd be able to just eliminate it quickly, like in a matter of, a minute, and then move on to another one. I need to take a break because I've been doing this for a while, and I'm going to be back here in 4 hours from now. So anybody that's, let me see, is somebody just arrived? Oh, Ike's here. Ike, do you have a question that I need to answer? Because otherwise I'm going to take a break and come back here in 4 hours. But I can help you with a quick question if you want. First, let me turn off my recording. Give me a second. Figure out where to stop it.